Holy cow. Is this real? Is this a thing?
I think it
We're
is.
doing. Hey, Maniacs, welcome to a long-awaited episode of Saltier Podcast, your very own video game podcast where your argument is
invalid.
Cool. You got Loud and Brown, hashtag killer from Manila, also known as the Lucky Bandit. We got the big headphones over on Dynamics Hunter Sagebell up top. And from apparently across the street, we have the Saberings nowhere near the camera. So
Yeah.
We're going to start off with the Saberings enjoying his AC. Come and say hi.
What up? Howdy.
Okay. And then we'll go to Dynamic Hunter Sagebell. Say hi. Drop your handle.
Oh, I didn't know that was the intro.
Hey!
Hi. There, I better. Hi, everyone.
Now we moved on. We already moved on.
My bad.
Dynamic Hunter, let's party.
Okay, I guess I'll take up as much of that extra 5 minutes we got here. Hi, my name is Sage Bell. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Sage Bell, Instagram and Facebook and TikTok at SageBell_model. I don't know what else to say because it's been so long, but I can tell you what I've been playing if we care about that since we're rambling, right? To my set 5 minutes. No, obviously I played Dead by Daylight. I played this game called For the King, which is super cool. It's like a little turn-based D&D map exploring game.
Nice.
It's cosplay crunch season because a bunch of conventions are coming up, including not convention, but Ren Fair. So
Hey.
all the costumes. So I am working on some things as well. Oops, that's the wrong direction. Here's the front.
Boobs.
And then I am also beating the heat with AC. It's just not blowing directly on me. It's just off to the side. It's facing my bed, so the dogs take advantage of it. I stream normally Tuesdays and Thursdays. This week will be Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe the weekend if I work on cosplay.
Nice. I was looking at that For the King game. I actually have that.
Yeah.
Looks like it'd be fun to play on the Steam Deck. I'm gonna have to.
You can also remote play with friends, so only one person has to own it, and then everyone else can. The other two people can join in remote play.
Nice. That might be fun on the old Steam Deck. Whee! This thing's pretty cool, actually. I never did do a review. I should do a review for the channel. But this
Yeah,
thing,
you probably should. What
this
do you
thing's
think
awesome.
about that?
this thing's awesome. It's amazing. It definitely shows. It definitely needs help. Probably in about a year, this thing's gonna be super solid. So, but as of right now, they're still working on it. But when it does work, it works great. I was playing Ninja Turtles on here. Amazing. I beat Ninja Turtles on here actually. The new one that came out, pretty good. Control actually runs and plays pretty well too. So
And down to you, Loud and Brown.
yeah.
Maniacs at Loud and Brown. That's Instagram and Twitter. I am Gross Steph with a PH. That's Steam and PlayStation. Lucky Bandit hitting you with bars. Driftwood Jones, only if you're lucky. I've been Driftwood Jones for the last 10 days. This is why I haven't been playing a whole lot of gaming. Played some Guilty Gear. Shocking, I know. But we'll talk about what I'm up to this weekend, which is very gaming oriented. And before we give it up to Saverings, who's going to start us off with our at least introducing our next topic, along with Keith the Boogie, the producer, taking a double deucer. I will say that we are Salt Your Podcast. Remember to like, share, and follow us. That's Salt_TierPod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We're just Salt Tier Podcast. It's great. Do all the things, click all the videos. All of our past episodes are finally updated due to our wonderful intern, who we promise will still give you some credits. Let's give it up.
London's
That's
still
London
in
with a
school.
Y.
London's still in school to be getting credits. What's going on?
London's getting a doctorate in social media marketing at this point.
Right?
And she's only got 3 credits, so she's got a long way to go.
Word.
She's been taking a lot of electives. She's taken 13 years of electives, apparently.
Basket weaving and all that stuff, huh?
Totally. But we are brought to you not only by Keith the Boogie, but we are brought to you by Voodoo Ranger IPA. You can see the logo right up top. Don't have any. Oh, hold on. There we are. You like this for kayfabe? Oh, it doesn't fit. Voodoo
Nice.
Ranger. There you go.
So,
Voodoo Ranger IPA, y'all, is an IPA line from New Belgium. They are B Corp certified, and they are like employee owned. Make fantastic juice, especially for people that think that IPAs are only one note when everything has to be hoppy. They got the juicy IPAs, they got the double IPAs, Imperials, they got the Juicifers, they got the. What do you think is the most wildly different IPA, Sage Bell?
Wildly different. I don't know what they still like.
I guess the pumpkin.
Yeah.
No, I
was
mean, I guess
thinking
it's
of pumpkin.
spicier. I was thinking, but since it's seasonal, it's not wildly different because everything comes out that time. Who are these
Yeah,
weebs?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
High Vince
fight
Rats.
me, Vince. Also, takes one Noah.
Yeah, I play Final Fantasy 14. I'm definitely got some weebish tendencies.
Oh goodness gracious. Yeah. And before we go back to saverings, want us to give a shout out to everybody jumping in the chat. We got Vince Rants and we got Henrico Go 16, one of our
course.
sweetest angels.
Who we probably owe about 30 games to now.
Did you not give Riku the games yet?
No, it's been a minute, man. Nope. I got a spreadsheet of games. So Riku,
do it now. You
me up
owe
on
them
Steam.
like you owe
Hit me
them
up on
like 10
Steam.
games.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, hit us up on Steam.
They don't hit you up. You contact them because it's long overdue. Be proactive.
Yeah.
Saverings. Be proactive ever. Okay, and speaking of which, saverings, what you've been playing, and we'll move on to our topics.
The two I'll knock down, which you two could probably guess. Wild guess what I've been playing?
What have I seen you play, Stellaris?
Mortal Kombat 5.
No.
And H1N1.
No. So you got your Stellaris, you got your Final Fantasies, and I only bring that game up to say, for years when I first started playing that game, I played it at relaunch.
Which one?
Final Fantasy 14. I played it at relaunch, and I played it for about a couple months, but then like I went through a breakup and stuff with the kids, and I moved, so it was just like life, trying to improve my career, so just stuff with life, and I put it down, and I was like, if I ever win the Powerball, I'm gonna come back and I'm just gonna no life that game, and I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat Final Fantasy 14. Well, here we are. I started playing it a little over a year ago. I beat it. I'm at the end game, so now I'm just doing like in-game stuff. I'm one of those people that I used to like hate when I was like level 10. Now I'm one of those people. But yeah, just doing the in-game stuff. I've also been playing Control, which I mentioned earlier. That's an excellent game, especially if you're into SCP type stuff. And I beat Ninja Turtles. Excellent game if you haven't played that yet either. That can be up to 6 people. April O'Neil is like OP. She's like the most powerful character in the game. They need to nerf April.
Yeah, she has a lot of character animations that are based on Cammy. And
yeah, she does. Yeah, how she walks and stuff. Yeah. And a couple of little niche games here and there, but pretty much those are the main ones. So that's all I've been playing. So Keith the Boogie, you want to come in and give us our first topic?
Dun, 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 dun. News.
Oh, with a backwards hat? Is that is that an Ohio?
Wears his hats.
I know. Is that an Ohio hat?
God,
We
no.
can't tell.
Something
We
NFL.
can't tell from here. We can't tell from here.
Yeah, that's a Niners. It's got the
Oh,
official NFL logo on it there.
Logia.
the San Francisco Raiders. I love them. They're so good.
I saw their stadium in Vegas. That stadium just looks hot, even though I know
It'd be
it's nice.
so
on the inside.
hilarious if my feed just stopped out of nowhere. Be like, I love the Raiders.
No, I don't. I have no problem with you saying that because I know you're just trolling because you're from a state that doesn't even have any professional teams. So,
This is very true. But
anyways, speaking of places that don't have games, Indonesia, who is a very socially conservative country, a little uptight, maybe even you might say. They've banned access to Steam, Epic Games, PayPal, and a bunch of other places because these companies missed the deadline to give Indonesia access to do all kinds of funky stuff with your information and your content.
They missed the deadline. I'm doing air quotes.
I mean, they failed to comply with the new rules, so the government was like, "Yo, you can't not listen to us. You got to go." anyways, it's causing lots of problems because with PayPal down, people can't make transactions on games that they still have, along with not being able to play most of the games they do have from Epic, Steam, Valve, and a bunch of other places. Anyway, basically the idea is that the Indonesian government wants to be able to call them and say, we have an urgent request for you to take something off of a game and have it gone in 4 hours, which I gotta say, like, I can't think of any game that's built so that you can just turn something off in 4 hours. Usually they require some sort of update and some sort of push, or just taking the whole thing offline. So my guess is that most of these guys are like, don't really want to do it. Anyways,
wow, Yahoo search engine, Jesus.
Yeah, it's on that list.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot to share the screen. I'm not as good at this as London is. I feel bad, but here you go.
So even though we're not sponsored by them, we should be. May I suggest NordVPN, people in Indonesia? Just get VPN and set it to the United States, and you should be good to go. Unless NordVPN's banned over there too, probably.
If you scroll down, yep, there it is.
Yahoo search engine is number 1. Dota 2. You're gonna block Dota 2 in Indonesia? That's like half your economy, man. Seriously.
Crazy.
PC server is gonna be salty.
Here's the thing. I think that, like, what people, I think, fear in the U.S. is that the jihadis, Al-Qaeda, if they get more maggots elected, they're going to try and start banning stuff like this here too, because they are like super like butthurt about video games with like boobies and violence, which I just don't get, because those are both great things.
This is something that's not on the docket, but I did see that there was a study by Oxford in England that said there's no correlation between video games and violence. I think that was just like a couple of days ago. And this is Oxford. So, yeah.
Well, yeah,
they make shoes.
Science doesn't trump like political ideology or religious ideology.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
Like, we made a list of all the stuff that science has proven that some people believe. Well, we'd be here all night. It'd be a whole other podcast.
There's people who don't believe dinosaurs ever existed,
or that they existed 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, this sucks for everybody in Indonesia. I think we all need to be grateful for the fact that we live somewhere where, at least for the most part, we can play whatever we want with as many boobies and as much violence as we choose, and that we can still use PayPal to pay for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't believe Yahoo search engine was number 1.
I know. But you know what? Good for Yahoo. They're number 1 at something again.
They're number 1. They're number 1.
Next up. If this thing will load, it'd be nice.
Are you running this on a Steam Deck? There you
go. So listen, man. So this game Stray, which got released, apparently is a big hit with cat people, because cat people
because you're a cat
tend to be,
because cat people are cat people.
Compiling cats watching their people play Stray. So basically, this is like super meta.
Yes.
And it's totally something that I can see cat people doing, because some of those cat people, I tell you what.
And I'm telling you, but cat people came out and supported. This was the number 1 selling game on Steam. This was outselling the Steam Deck for a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean, you get to be a cat. You meow. You have a button to just meow as much as you want.
And also, there's been several mods. There's a Spyro the Dragon mod, and there's been a Garfield mod already. I'm waiting for the Heathcliff mod. I want my Heathcliff mod.
I can't imagine a game I'm less interested in it.
Why?
This is so not my scene.
You're a cat. You get separated from your
You like adventure games, though, right?
And you end up in the city of robots, and you make friends with the robots. And every time you meow, they're like little faces line up differently.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you still talking about Stray? I definitely tuned out.
Wow, this is super exciting. As you can see, this cat is super engaged. And this is the kind of quality content that people come to the internet for, is watching a cat look up and down.
And with that, I'm getting another drink. I'll be right back. I need more coffee to get through this article.
But let's keep in mind, you said the same thing about Overwatch. So, yeah.
You know.
So there's a Spyro the Dragon one, which was pretty quick.
You can
that looked
defeat
pretty
the
good.
game in 2 hours as well.
I mean, you're a cat, so you should be able to feed it like instantly. You press start, you beat it already.
I mean, it's speed run for 2 hours. So that's
Well, like, yeah, but beat the game. How do you beat it? Do you get adopted?
I honestly don't know what the end game is. I never watched the end. I only watched the beginning.
Have I picked that game up? That seemed like it would be a fun game to play portably. So
It's cute.
And I date so many cat people. How does that happen?
a lot of averages.
It's like if you're you own dogs, you date someone allergic to dogs.
Yeah, but dogs are awesome. That's the difference.
That's
Dogs
subjective.
are awesome.
I didn't like dogs until semi-recently. Maybe like the last 10 years or so. I softened
I'm
up to
allergic.
them.
Here's the thing. I'm allergic to both. I
Both,
can't
eh?
own either. We didn't
What?
find this out till I was well into high school. But I have dander allergies and I can't hang out with them for too long. I'll still pet a pooch. And if I see a kitty,
Suffer
I will wave.
consequences.
I will politely wave hi and let them be boring and knock over their owner's stuff. And they're like, you little scamp. I'm like, no, your cat's an asshole.
Rosie will, my younger dog will just climb into people's laps. I was walking, she just like verts into someone's lap. I'm like, why are you like this?
That's freaking adorable. I am very happy for cat owners. I don't own firearms. I don't play sports, and they can like the things they like. Let them do it. But if anybody ever sits me down to watch strays being watched by cats, I will probably leave the room like I just did. That has been my TED Talk. Probably time for the next news topic.
Speaking of games I would not ordinarily consider entertaining, fun, or even reasonable, there is now a power wash simulator.
I mean, of course, it's a
And
simulator for
here's the
everything.
kicker.
Well, you didn't know about Power Wash Simulator? This thing's super popular.
No, I have a life. Why is everything for?
I don't own it. I
Uh,
just know it exists.
Look how they made the font. It
here's
looks
the
like
kicker,
Rocket
right?
League. That's hilarious.
I didn't even know the
It's
characters
more
had models.
popular
I thought
than
it was
Halo
just-
Infinite, Far Cry 5, and Sea of Thieves.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Actually,
just a cool game.
Let's look on Steam right now too.
Because
I bet you it's up
you
there
gotta
as well.
ask yourself, if this is more popular than at least 3 of the more popular games out there, what is wrong with people? Are we so overstressed that we need the simple pleasure of just watching
Nope.
dirt disappear?
Yes.
There's just
Yeah.
different things. We've talked about this on the podcast, and we have
Co-op.
Bugattis and Ferraris and Porsches, but the most popular car in the world is probably right now is probably a Toyota Prius. And even with that out of the way, we have our world of video games and fighters, MOBAs, AAA gaming, and we've already talked about how when they announced the Blizzard Activision acquisition, we always said, and King, because Candy Crush makes that money.
It's basically the casual gamers that don't think they're gamers, so just the normal people who are also in lockdown
It's that thing.
became casual gamers. So that's why Power Wash Simulator is extra popular, because it kind of just opened up a market to the chill people. Whereas Halo and Far Cry are more intense. Sea of Thieves could be both.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it really just blows my mind that something as simple as power washing is that much of a heroin hit for people these days.
I mean, but
I will-
really, when it comes to that, it doesn't really surprise me too much, because when you look at when video games blew up the first time, and granted, expectations were low. We didn't have 3D and HD and all that kind of stuff. But when you look at some of the most popular games that are still being made now, like how many different versions of Pac-Man are there? There's a version of Pac-Man that came out a year and a half ago, and it's just simple. So a lot of times you're right. Those simple games are the ones that catch on. Those ones that are relaxing, you can kind of turn your brain off and just zone to. That's the truck simulators, the farming simulators. There's a reason why they keep making those every year, because they're just they're not mindless, but you can just kind of zone out to them. And this is right in that right in that sweet spot.
Oh man, I can't wait for Grocery Bagger Simulator.
Oh, that's coming. Job Simulator in VR is also a good game.
Job Simulator.
Yeah.
Oh God, please shoot me now.
Yeah, Job Simulator.
I'm trying to think of something that would actually be, because the bagging at a grocery store, I could see about. It's basically 3D Tetris, fitting the shapes in the bottom and stacking them up this way.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of something that is just so mundane. I think I might have it. ID checker at tech company simulator.
Nice.
You sit by the gate and you wait for someone's badge to not buzz correctly. And you don't even fix it. You just point to the admin desk. That's the whole game. Janitor simulator would be great. Hot Rico girl. That actually be exciting. So much to do.
And you find so many cool things.
So much to clean, so much.
If you want something with like as little action as possible, you could do the Seattle PD simulator, where you just sit in your car and listen to emergency calls come in and don't respond to them.
Yeah,
or you resign.
Yeah, or you walk out, or you're one of like 8 cop cars to show up, and you don't even have to get out your car because the other 7 cops are doing stuff.
I mean, we had 2 fire trucks show up when the fire alarm went off, and it was like one of those false alarms, and one of them was like a ladder one. I'm like, do we need that?
Yeah.
Do we need 2 fire trucks?
Yeah. Whenever there's any traffic stop in Seattle, like you see at least 2 cops. There's at least 2 cop cars there, at least. So yeah,
They're
you
a
could be that third car.
Asset to our community. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so you could be in that third car. And you can like direct traffic while the other cops are doing stuff.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah, last one there directs traffic.
Yep.
I always feel like Joe Biden is Weekend at Bernie's simulator.
Yeah. I think Joe, I think, not to get into it too much, but I think he's like a Max Headroom. I think he only lives like on TV. I don't think he's actually in person.
Oh, we're going to realize why him and Kamala aren't seen at the same time very often. If the camera ever pans up, it's just Kamala with puppet controls. Yes, say the things, Joe.
But anyway, we're not here to get political.
Got it. President Simulator. There you go. That's how you do nothing.
Yep.
That's how we connect the dots. Moving to the next topic.
So listen, in super bad news for everybody that loves Star Wars, the Knights of the Old Republic has been paused amid the studio going on over there.
This has been a hot mess since the moment they announced it. Because first they got the writer who expressed she was not a Star Wars fan to write it. That's never a good sign. And then she had some tweets that were kind of, bordering in there. Are you going to insult half your customer base, like right out the gate kind of thing? And then she ended up leaving anyway. And then you didn't hear anything about the game for a while. And now this is what you're hearing about it. So it's a mess over there. So I'm clapping because I don't want to see it come out if it's a mess.
You want to see it? You don't, or you do?
I don't. If it's going to be a mess, this game's going to be a mess regardless. So I just don't do it. Don't do it.
It's so sad because Star Wars can be so awesome, but they have fumbled the bag on everything past, the original 3.
What's that?
For Star Wars? Like the Star Wars universe has really kind of screwed the pooch on everything.
There's like 2.5, maybe 3.5 goodish movies. Well, there's 2 that are bangers that are classics. There's like 1.5 that are good. And then you have the Clone Wars, and then you have Rebels, and a couple of books, and that's about it, really.
I mean, and Boba Fett sucked.
Yeah,
kind of.
It's not good.
The Mandalorian was decent.
Yes, the Mandalorian is actually watchable because that's more like the Legends stuff that they got rid of when they bought them.
And let's be honest, Obi-Wan was terrible.
Broke canon, yeah.
Terrible.
So I'm clapping because given all that, everything you just said, I'd rather not see anything big because we all remember what happened to Warcraft 3 Reforged we talk about on here. And whenever they try to bring up something without the purest of intentions, if you want to remake this out of love and just have it be able to run on modern machinery and be able to port it to all these different things, fine, go for it. But this is totally profit driven. Disney and Lucasfilm doesn't care about what kind of games come out with bearing their name. Battlefront 2 is the reason why we had the loot box controversy. Like that game, a game designed for kids, owned by Disney, is the reason why we're investigating loot boxes now. They don't care what happens with their games. I'm glad.
To put a cap to that, can you name 3 Star Wars games of all time that belong in the zeitgeist of canon and in our hearts? Just
Shadows of the Empire.
KOTOR.
The Jedi Knight series, Dark Forces / Jedi Knight, that whole thing.
Not KOTOR.
Oh yeah, and then KOTOR. Yeah,
that's good to know. That's better. You got to remember, you're a comic book guy. That's better than comic book games had it for decades.
Oh yeah, it wasn't until 2008. It was a crapshoot before 2008. After 2008, you messed up if you made a bad comic book movie. Before that, you were lucky if you got a good one.
So, comic book games.
Comic book games.
We had it rough for a long time. And
Spider-Man's been the most consistent.
Yeah, but we said games were good, but in retrospect, it was like the best we had. That SNES Batman game actually wasn't good. That X-Men Genesis game was not a good game. It was just a game with our characters.
Yeah.
The side scroller beat 'em up in the arcade is not a good game.
The Avengers one or the X-Men one?
Avengers and X-Men are both not good. Yeah. Out of that generation, the one that actually is good is the Punisher Capcom game. It's shockingly good.
That one's good. And Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man game on the Genesis was good. Really hard, but good.
Yeah. Poor Star Wars fans. Everything's gonna suck for a long time.
I'm clapping because that's just gonna be a disaster and just another.
And then we get Andor, everybody. We get Andor. Yay, Andor.
I wonder what happens to him in the canon. Like, will we see him again? What happens to him? I like that character.
He lives. He becomes force sensitive, and he force teleports before the explosion kills him.
If only to say what's her name, because I like her. I like the.
The Jen Erso actress.
Yes, I actually like her. I actually like that character.
Keith.
What?
Anybody remember her name? Jen Erso, the actress. She was great.
She was also in Amazing Spider-Man.
What?
But we shall continue because we're creeping. I didn't realize how many topics we had. Let's party, baby.
So listen, in more news, it's just shitting on NFTs because that's what is popular.
Also,
Minecraft has said NFTs can swing on these nuts because they just don't want them in their game. They feel like the NFT experience is exclusionary and like is super capitalist and just doesn't contribute to a healthy game environment.
And this is coming from Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that it's necessarily coming from Microsoft. My guess is it's coming from the people in charge of the game. And I believe that Microsoft probably bought this property and said, we will not be assholes and just kind of play hands off as long as you keep raking in billions and billions and billions of dollars.
True. In a way, though, I think Microsoft's influence on this is also because of the security thing. They're really big on security. It's kind of a joke, Windows gets hacked all the time and stuff, but you don't even really need an antivirus software anymore. The Windows Defender on its own does an excellent job of that. But I know as far as them, busting people doing cyber stuff, NFTs and blockchains, like they don't like that stuff at all. So that's probably their input on this is they don't want to deal with the security of it.
Like the underlying technology itself isn't the issue. Because like 99.9% of the times you hear about an NFT scam, it's because some dumbass gave up their credentials.
Yes. But therein lies the thing. You're right. It's not the technology itself. That's not what they fear either. But it's like the scamminess, the potential scam. It's just another avenue of scamminess.
It's got NFTs definitely have an air of back alley purse dealers. Oh yeah, no man, it's original Gucci, I swear.
Yeah.
Anyways, so one more stake in the NFT heart. Although I think it's probably coming sooner than later that we're all gonna have to be NFTized.
Sage, wasn't that Dead by Daylight or somebody like that was trying to? Well, it wasn't Dead by Daylight.
They did one character. They didn't tell anybody until the character was already released. But Pinhead is an NFT because of the studio that they used to collaborate with. Made him an NFT, and the Dead by Daylight as a whole and that studio does not support NFTs. But you can't really you already had your contract kind of thing.
That seems kind of sneaky. Like, was it in the contract that it was going to be an NFT character?
I don't know the details in that aspect, but everybody
My
was
guess
super
is they
shocked.
just retained rights to do whatever they wanted with the property.
See, like right there, that's kind of scammy. It's kind of scammy. You know, the company's not about NFTs. Then you do a collab with them to put your own character in it, and then you do and you make it an NFT. That's kind of scammy.
I don't know if it's scammy. It's like not very friendly, but like not really scammy. They got the right to do it.
That's true, but now people are coming at you because now your game has NFTs in it, and that's not what we signed up for. Thanks.
Yeah, but does the NFT actually do anything in game, or is it just something for somebody to hold on to and be like, "Oh, look what I got"? Because if it doesn't really do anything in game, then who cares?
I don't know. It's just the whole nature of it. You got to watch where you don't want that touching your thing unless you're ready for it.
Yeah, whatever. NFTs suck. We all know it. Last thing on the list here for just easy news is that VR chat mods have been banned by easy cheat stuff, and apparently VR chat has implemented their new software and it's kicked a lot of like very popular features off of the platform. I don't know who wanted
This
to
is
talk
reported
about
by the Tech Raptor.
Yep.
Yes, Tech Raptor. Does
It's actually
anybody
legit.
have any insights into this that they can provide to our thousands and thousands of viewers?
VR chat is amazing. When they're talking about pumping up the metaverse and they want people to interact, and it's already being done. That's part of the reason why people are like, what even are you going to do, Facebook? This software is excellent. If you ever get a chance, you don't even need a VR helmet. You can play with keyboard and mouse, your controller, whatever you want to do, and walk around and interact with things. It's a great game. I wouldn't even call it a game. It's just like it's what the title says. It's chatting in VR. It's very interesting. It's pretty funny. You meet all kind of like funny, crazy people on there just doing random shit. It's pretty funny. But modding is the lifeblood of this game. People mod in fixes for stuff. People mod in different play modes because you can go into like somebody's map, and it's minefield, and you're all playing minefield. You're all walking next to each other trying to get to the end, and the person who you're talking to next to you just blows up, and they're back at the starting line. It's pretty funny. Just all different kind of stuff like that. So for them to add easy anti-cheat software to this game and completely just nuke their modding community is not good. I only really brought this story to our attention because it is interesting to see like the beginning of what could potentially be some headaches for them. But I kind of brought it up to bookmark because we may be talking about this in a week, a month, a year from now, because this could be bad. Coming from someone who's used this quite extensively. Taking away modding from this game is bad.
Here's my question for you though. Like, what exactly are they? How can you cheat in chat?
Well, some people, you're always going to have hackers and deviants, but people are using modded clients to track people. So if somebody like set you to ignore, they'd be able to like turn off that ignore so they can still be in your face. If you left and went to another chat room, some people were following people. So like grievers, like you're going to have it in any online environment. But that was a minority, and usually other people in that game would back you up. Like if they knew you or whatever, and they knew somebody was bugging you, like they'd get on that person too. Like it, So yeah, I'm not saying that didn't happen. For sure, it happened, but that's a very, very small thing. They should address that first before they just nuke all mods. So we're gonna see where this goes. This is not good, not good at all. This would be like if they got rid of mods on Steam. Like just for all PC games on Steam, just nuke it. Oh, like on these 1 or 2 games, a couple people harass people, nuke it all. That's pretty much what they did here. So keep an eye on that.
Wow. And meanwhile, the DNF dual mods are going bananas. It's mostly people just making all the women's extra thick. Thick thighs save lives, everybody.
I wonder, is this going to count like character models? Because that's half the fun is people just making up random character models that you could be. You could be Aladdin, you could be a T-Rex, you could be Adam Ant, you could be like whatever. Yeah. So I wonder how that's going to affect all that, because that's stupid if it nukes all that stuff. And we're just left with just a vanilla game. So
good to talk about it. For sure.
Bookmark.
Bookmark. Bing bing. That's all I got. Loud and Brown, I think
Oh.
you had a few things you wanted to mention.
Oh, goodness gracious. I believe we are moving on a very technical level. We are moving on to row 9, are we not?
We can certainly do that.
Okay. Sick. Was that technical enough? Hey, Maniacs. Loud and Brown here. But today I'm definitely gross stuff for the PH. And I'm going to Evo. It was not really planned. I have some techie friends that wanted to celebrate a weekend off. And then it jumped into the same weekend that Meow Wolf had an installation in Vegas. And we were able to get reservation. Oh, this one's for Keith the Boogie. We got reservations at Best Friend. Baby, we're going to see Roy Choi's restaurant. And my parents live there, and they're going to be home over the weekend. They're not vacation anywhere. And too many things fell in place. I was able to get my weekend off at both restaurants, and I'm going to be there the weekend of Evo. So I bought the Sunday Grand Finals ticket.
Is this the first Evo since Sony bought them?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
And 2019, me and Sage Bell were there. And the only bummer, which is different from CEO and Combo Breaker, is you can't like buy a 3-day pass and like dip in and check out the pools. You can technically do that, and it wouldn't actually be expensive. You can enter the tournament for what, $60? Sage Bell? It was less than 100.
It's cheaper. Yeah, it's cheap.
Do you get any swag?
No. Yeah, you get a T-shirt. Actually, you get a black T-shirt with the logo.
You get a wristband that says like "Don't go 0 for 2."
So the thing is, though, because of out of respect, and this happened a lot. Sage Bell saw it. There'd be a lot of no-shows because some people just want to watch pools and they don't have spectator tickets. It's all entrance, and people just no-show because they don't actually want to play the game. They want to watch. I could have done that this weekend, but I don't want to put a wrench in the cogs and ruin somebody's, because everybody that doesn't show up pushes back the tournament like 10 minutes, whatever. Long story short, going to Evo. It's going to be great. We're mostly going there for Guilty Gear. Out of our friend group of 6, I'm there to watch some Tekken, so I'm showing up a little early. But what will not be there, hashtag Sony is our true and final god, is Smash Brothers, which is why if anybody cares about the Smash scene, should look at the most recent results of this last weekend, Smash Factor 9, because this is basically all you get. This is the biggest tournament before Evo. Even Smash people play a lot of other games. I don't believe they're holding anything formidable this weekend. So this is the most recent. And if you see, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see all the notable players that are there. MK Leo was there. Freaking Daboos, Sonics, some notable. Once again, this is Smash Ultimate, which is fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. But very, very notable players were at this tournament because they're not going to play their game for the first time at Evo. I think there might be side tournaments, but I don't know if PlayStation will let them do that. Thoughts?
No, that's true. Yeah, it's a competitor now.
So the side tournaments have nothing to do with the thing. Like, you have to reserve a space for it, and you can play Gang Beasts on a fold-up table in the corner. Like, they're not going to stop you. For example, Smash Melee could have done a side tournament. They just couldn't do an official tournament with actually prize money. It would have been all, because it's Vegas, it would have been like cash in hand, like an independent streamer. It would have been like Gorilla, like the first two bonus rounds. That's all they could have done. But for the longest time, Smash has been there as a presence. Like, should Sony have included them? What do you like? What's the move?
They wouldn't have, though, because that's their competition. Because that's the only game there that's not playable on PlayStation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they probably would have been like, no, thanks.
You know what would have been a flex?
What's that?
If they did Smash Melee on Slippy.
On Slippy?
Yeah, the mod that allows you to play with rollback with like the fake Smash Melee that all the people played during the quarantine. They could have done that with like lower prize pool on like Friday and been like,
no, they don't want that smoke with Nintendo.
wise
Even
move.
even Sony doesn't even want to deal with Nintendo's lawyer. So yeah.
Keith Sage, was there a way they could have done this?
No idea.
I would say this is their first year being in control, so maybe not this year.
Yeah.
That's true. So, Keith a Boogie, since you're in the sports' world, the way I would this is weird that this you may or may not laugh. I think it's hilarious what I'm about to say. This coincides almost on a day-to-day basis with Charles Barkley and the Pro Tour. With him saying he was going to sign up for the Saudi Arabian-owned new tour and all the backlash he got, and then he backed out. Like, these two things are happening at the same time.
Barkley.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Any maniacs even care what I just said?
What happened? What did he say?
So the PGA Tour kind of went completely no one was against them. They're the biggest golf tour. A lot of money goes toward not the players and sponsors and locations and admin, but it was the only game in town. That was it. And finally, someone's on the up and up trying to make a whole new league. However, it just happens to be funded by the journalist assassinating Saudi Arabian company, and they bought in as many pros as they could. Some of them denied him just because they don't like the politics. And Charles Barkley was going to be a really big name to actually jump on the tour, and then he bailed at the last second.
Was it for golf, you said?
Golf.
Why is Chuck still playing golf? That dude that dude has the goofiest just mechanics I've seen in any sport ever playing golf. Yeah.
But he brings in names. You know, he would have been on like a celebrity handicapped portion of the tour, obviously, you know? Yeah. And he would have been like commentator for sure. They're trying to bring him in, and I think he got heat from PGA and ESPN. I'm sure he did. No. And who knows? Maybe Nintendo will play nice, or this Evo will be the worst Evo ever.
I think Chuck just didn't know, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's sponsored by so." Oh, it is. I think he's just like, "Oh, I got invited to play golf." So I think that's.
Wait, don't you mean he said, "Oh, it's sponsored what?"
Yeah, and then somebody told him later.
Terrible Charles Barkley.
It sounded more like Hank Hill. That was a Hank Hill right there.
Hey, get off of my propane accessories. That's my Charles Barkley. Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby.
That was my last topic. I'll see you at Evo. Big report coming in
for sure.
The following week.
Nice.
Speaking of Evo, bonus rounds, Chief Awesome Person Goon will be officially shooting photography for Evo. So shout out to Goon.
Yeah,
we're very proud of him.
So he competed there, and now he's an official photographer too.
Yeah. Oh, even more notably, to the point where like he has a special badge for the grand finals on Sunday, so he gave it away to a friend.
Wow.
You gotta love that Goon. He's the best.
Pays another Goon. He got the hookup. Yeah, he got the hookup.
He's hustling.
Speaking of bonus round, our wonderful little fighting game tournament, we have made a pivot. So we were doing monthlies for the past like 3 or 4 years, right? Excepting the pandemic. But we recently did what would pretty much qualify as a mini major, I guess. We had like 140 people.
Yeah.
I think that tipped the scales into mini major territory.
Yeah.
At a new venue. And it looks like we're going to start doing quarterly mini majors for like the next year. So we're only going to do 4 events, but they're all going to be much bigger and much more awesome.
Nice.
That's tight.
Sounds good.
Are we at liberty to say what the venue is?
Gamers Heaven up in Linwood.
It's Linwood, nice better parking for everybody.
Well, no, not really.
I know where that is. I know that is. That's right across from the Wendy's up there, huh?
It is.
Yep,
it is.
It
is.
Actually
I was directly across from the Wendy's.
I was parked.
Holds meetups there.
Huh. Yeah, I was in the parking lot with my kids, and we were looking at it, and we were like, "What is that? We should go in there one day."
You should go in there. It's a really cool spot. The owners are really cool. They are putting in a kitchen. They sell boba tea.
Yep.
And they've got lots of space. Like no matter what gaming thing it is that you like, you've got like tabletop stuff. There's nerds in there playing Warhammer.
Nice.
There's D&D. There's I would assume Magic the Gathering some nights. And they've got consoles you can sit down and play on. So it's a really great venue. We were super happy with the way it turned out. And I think we're moving on to the next phase of like what we want to do, and we're just going to keep throwing bigger events. And this is kind of where it's gonna land us.
Nice, very nice. I miss those spots, man. I miss those comic books, like going on my little comic book runs in like the early '90s, and there was like the Warhammer table, and just like listening to those dudes, like while just listening to those dudes while I was picking up my comics and stuff. Oh man, good times. Good times. I'll never forget. I walked in there. I was chilling, getting my comics, pretending like I wasn't listening to him, but I totally was. And the guy was like, "My so-and-so dragon eats your wizard." And then the guy rolls his dice and he goes, "I rolled an 11. I turned into water and passed through your system." And I was like, "What? Like, what am I listening to right now?" Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I turned into water and passed through your system. Good stuff.
Myself.
Yep. And I'm sitting here holding my comics like, you fucking nerds. Like, what is this? Superman is,
The days before it was cool to love comics.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. So yeah, that's good. I might go in there if there's a chance of people just randomly playing Warhammer or something, because it's worth it just to like kind of listen in on their conversations. You hear some good stuff.
Oh, listen, man. The Warhammer nerds came in while we were running a full-on tournament and like completely ignored us and just started playing.
Yep. They'll do that. They'll do that.
That's kind of hard to do because you gotta set up a whole situation.
I used to have to push those. I worked at Wizards of the Coast. I used to slang Warhammer and didn't know nothing about it.
And it's weird because they're sitting there with tape measures, like measuring things on the board and like very precise. Yeah. It's like, wow, that's
and it's always one dude who's got like the nice, like, it's not even nice, but he'll have like a board where it's all like got hills and he's like spray painted some grass on it and it's got the little fake trees. There's always that one dude in the group that's got the little play set.
No, they've got the full sets down there. You can build your own little towns or apocalyptic tavern type things.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyways, that's all I got.
Very good.
Okay. Oh my god! I think that's our topic. Isn't it?
Blue Steel.
I know. Well, Maniacs.
And it's Nutty Professor here.
Yeah, that might be.
Are you the Doc from Back to the Future?
Yeah, Marty. Okay, but I believe Maniacs. That would be it in this fantastic month of August, 2022, in the Greater Pacific Northwest area. We have been kicking ass, and I'm gonna go say hi to everybody, and we're gonna do closing statements around the thing. I'll go first. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting for us to kind of tune up our little system. We got Risotto God helping us out, streamline this, much more rapid pace, a little more flow to the chat, and we had a freaking blast. I had a lot of fun. As far as this weekend, like I said, I will be at Evo. I'll probably do a pickup game or two if I can. I'll make sure to stream it and show myself getting bodied because that's what's going to happen because we're talking about the international best tournament and I haven't had one in 3 years. I really hope someone has like a hotel lobby playing CVS2 because it's my favorite fighting game of all time. And I'm bad at it. I'm actually good at Street Fighter 4 and I'm pretty good at Smash PM, but I like playing CVS2. Remember to at me at Loud and Brown, Lucky Bandit. I'll battle you too. I got my bars. Let's go. And we're going to kick it off to the tank top.
Hey, what's up? This is the Saverings. Join our Steam group. I think we're up to about 51 people now.
Hey.
Yeah, I think we went up a little bit.
50.
Yeah, I think we did break 50. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thank you to Risotto God for the new format. Flows very nicely. Thank you for all of our listeners, all the ones that listen repeatedly, Hariku Girl and Vince Rants. And that's about it. I got nothing. I'll kick it up to Dynamic Hunter Sage Bell.
Hello.
Stuff to plug.
Woo-hoo. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at SageBell, SageBell_model on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I will stream this week. I will be Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe Friday or Saturday because it's cosplay work season. So I tend to stream slightly more often than when I'm gaming because you know that burnout can be real. And I will be playing some horror games this week with Hot Riku Girl. It's been a while. So excited to just see me scream again. When I say horror, I don't mean Dead by Daylight because I don't really scream during Dead by Daylight. And we will not be bringing a 100-point move. If you go to my channel, you'll understand. It's cost 1,000 points now to play Move Pitch. Get out of the way because they spammed it.
Yeah.
And thank you for stopping by, everybody, including you, Azurius. You stopped by briefly. I saw you. And over to you.
I'm out.
Oh, go
There you go.
Cougs. All right. Thank you, everybody. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends about it. Drink Voodoo Ranger. Remember, B Corp certified, employee owned, delicious. I know it's an IPA, but get the juicy one. It will cool you down in this hot, hot summers. Find out more at voodooranger.com. Hashtag drink rangerously. Thank you, Lauren. You're the best. And we will see you on the next time. Punch Nazis, smoke trees. Thank you kindly.